I started on a journey in music as performing for different groups because they kept asking me to sing and play. The performing thing was really my thing in the beginning, but the recording, when I started to do all of the stuff for myself, I started to record other groups, other little Bay Area groups, and that was from Larry White and Collage and Sly Stone and Tower of Power was around. So all these influenced me really in the R&B style of music, and that's kind of what I was doing. Then the hip-hop industry started, and we started to do one of the first hip-hop records, I think, in the Bay out of Fantasy in 1980, 1981. And then everything grew from that. Did MC Hammer, and Too Short, Tupac, Digital Underground. A relationship I had for a number of years, which started at the remix of I Got Five on it, a historic day in the Bay where mostly every rapper that was in the Bay showed up at this recording, from Rappin' Forte down to Mac Mall, and just Spice One. Everybody showed up at this session in E-40, and we were just going to do a couple of little overdubs to make a remix. My relationship with 40 started on that day. The first time I met him, and he showed up and he worked till 3 in the morning and didn't finish his vocal and came back the next day, and we hooked back up. And from ever since then, we've had a relationship to where, you know, I'm doing most of his records at this point. We work on very tight deadlines though. 40 pushes things right to the edge, and a lot of the stuff, it's really a time crunch thing. I mean, when we're doing 60 songs and, you know, and they have to be done by Friday, and we've been only working on them for 50 days, and, you know, that's a lot of music to do, and then have it mastered, have, you know, 3 albums mastered of 20 songs a piece, and with bonus tracks, you can bet there's going to be a little tension. It's supposed to be, you know. It's just that you go through your ups and downs, you argue in the whole trip, and you know, you fight for the music. That's, you know, that music is what you fight for. You don't fight amongst yourselves, you fight for the music. To be a creator, there has to be a symbiosis between the artist and yourself if you're going to try to bring that down to a format that's flat. And there is a spiritualism, I think, to that as well, is translating someone's idea and thought to a flat surface, a tape. How do you make that 3D? You know, and that's really what we search for, I think, as engineers, as we try to use all this outboard gear to create the depth, width, and height of music. We come from the generation that we have experience of smelling tape and what that smells like, you know, so we can smell the music all the way down to what we do here. That's a real advantage. You know, the younger kids that are coming up now, we have to impart that thought process. The other thing is, I really think that you need to make one thing that you can't leave behind from a legacy is the music needs to be more tactile, not more in the box and just a mouse and a keyboard. Tactile really works well, so, you know, spreading it out and being able to put it here and listen to it and then just move what you have to move, I think that's an important brain function that separates me looking at the screen and watching the waveform. I mean, I can read a waveform like it's a sentence, but that's not really honoring the music when you always have to listen, because listening is always the end result of everything that you do, not what's on the keyboard and the mouse.
What's up, y'all? This is B.O.B.
This is G-Eazy.
I'm Mo. This is Julia Michaels.
This is Logic. Make sure you subscribe to the Recording Academy channel. Flex.